A dance with the lady in black is fast, fickle, and will leave you in unwavering anticipation of the next move. And that's what these Z Grills series drivers have to do tonight. 110 rounds with her in their appropriate throwback attire. And I am Emerson Arden. I have my good friend and colleague Reese Schaefer alongside myself in the virtual booth this evening. We're excited to be bringing you live coverage here of the Speed Racing Network Z Grills series here on the iRacing.com motorsports simulations platform. And Reese, we're here at the virtual Darlington, South Carolina, home to the track it's dubbed as Too Tough to Tame. But now we await to see which one of these daring drivers will be the one to tame it tonight.
Yeah, Emerson, this has got to be one of the hardest tracks on the entire calendar this year. 1 and 2 being super hard to pass, very close quarters, having to enter low, keep it high, and then cut through on the way out. Then 3 and 4 are about the only passing zone we're going to see tonight, and that part of the track can be very slippery for a lot of drivers. Hopefully, we don't see too many cautions tonight. We've been seeing a lot so far in the past, but we'll see how the drivers handle the lady in black.
Absolutely, and these drivers, they're already out there. They are having their goes with the lady in black early, their dress rehearsals, if you will. But we got a peek into the dressing room, if you so call it. We have the throwback schemes that these drivers will be donning tonight, Reese. I think it's time to take a look at what these drivers will be bringing to the track.
Yeah, absolutely, Emerson. Here at SRN, we love throwing it all the way back here, the Mid-South Madness League. And, you know, I always love going back in time, just looking at the history, just showing what racing's all about here in the Z-Girl series. Starting off tonight, we're going to have Bobby Anderson's beautiful number 11 scheme. Got Bobby Anderson signs on the hood. And then followed up by Jonathan Byers' 2004 JJ Yelly scheme. Looking very nice. Next, we got Ed Shearer's 2016 Tony Stewart Indianapolis car. And then we have Blake Hensley's 2006 Denny Hamlin car here at the beautiful Darlington. And then we got Logan Truitt running my main man, Matt Kenseth's scheme for the 2009 season. Gabriel Ellison's 2011 Kyle Busch scheme. And then in the 46 car, we have David Robertson with a Motorcraft scheme, looking very nice. Nathan Del Rosa's in the 2002 Mark Martin car. And the beautiful 69 car there with the W8. We got Seth Berger's beautiful scheme, it's 2017 Jimmy Johnson car. We got Adrian's Season 2 Xfinity when he won the championship, throwing it back to the good times. And then the 89 car, we have Kyle Ryan, the throwback. So all these schemes, Emerson, looking fantastic, and can't wait to see them out there on the track.
Beautiful schemes indeed, Reese. And now that's how these drivers have dressed as they get ready to do battle tonight. But here's the context, the setting of the show. We have the point settings on tap for you this evening. Finally, with some SDK graphics, and you can take a look at them here. It's Dustin Montgomery and Tyler Justice atop the point standings. They have 3 and 2 wins. Three wins for Dustin Montgomery, a win for Tyler Justice at Daytona, and now Max Service has locked himself in with a win at with the last week's crazy finish at Indianapolis. So those top 3 are locked into the playoffs. From then on, Reese, it is a dogfight. Adrian Schumacher has a 19-point advantage over Gabriel Ellison. Ellison has another 14 points back to Logan Truitt, and from there it is tight. Robertson, Powell, Hensley, Ballesteros separated by 3 points. Berger, Kalal, Wade, Ryan Shield, and Burkhart, they're all separated by 6 points. And then Bob Bliss, Beyer, right there on the cut line, 1 point above and below that cut line there. So what do you make of these standings with the overhead look at the season?
Yeah, you know, like you said, the top 3 are locked in, so we're really looking on from 4th on, and as you said, I mean, the points are as tight as we get. You know, here, you know, at week 6 here at Darlington, I mean, you always want to be gaining as many points as you can, and this track is very, very tough for a lot of drivers, so I think we're going to see a lot of guys really aggressive tonight, trying to gain spots early and try to maximize the amount of points they get.
Absolutely, and we look at tonight, right, Reese, and we've seen Dustin Montgomery just dominate this series so far and has had pace week in, week out. And that certainly has been the case. Tonight he is now in 4th in qualifying, probably one of the lower qualifying positions he's had this season. Tyler Justice, he's always fast weekly, but he only got that win at Daytona. And Max Service is not here tonight after winning at Indianapolis. He won't be here for the next, or for tonight and next week's race. So it's almost saying that this week's race could be wide open for anyone to take. And it would mean even the most to do it here at the track that's dubbed as Too Tough to Tame. Qualifying wrapping up here, Reese. And any final thoughts before we get through our starting grid here? Reese, it is throwback night, or I guess throwback day here with the sun shining down on Darlington Raceway, Reese. It has been a long time since we've had SRN action at Darlington.
Yeah, especially here at the Z-Girl Series. Now that we have to go all the way back to Season 2, Emerson, I think you remember that race pretty vividly, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, man. I'd have to guess. Is that the race that I ended up finishing second to?
That would be the
Bain.
case. Yes. And so it's been 3 years since the Z-Girl Series has decided to come back here at Darlington. But hey, like you said, day race, very different, very interesting. Something you don't really see here at Darlington. So I'm really excited to see what these drivers can see if they can handle the lady in black.
Yeah, we're really throwing it back with a day race here. And we'll throw it to our starting lineup, our admin box starting lineup, of course, Sean Powell and Ed Shearer. Ed making his return to Speed Racing Network competition race and joins Tank Racing in replacement of Vincent Cortez, and he has kicked off his season with a bang at Jonathan Cofield. And third, Dustin Montgomery, of course, our point leader and 3-time race winner. The season starts 4th. Scotty Ryan Shield and Seth Berger 5th and 6th. Drew Ballesteros, Logan Truitt 7th and 8th. Blake Hensley and David Robertson round out the top 10. Reese, the next 10, please.
Yeah, Brandon Burkhart starting 11th. JB coming in P12. We have Tyler Justice P13. Christian Swenson P14. Adrian Schumacher P15. Nathan Del Rosa starting 16th. Paul Bliss 17th. Jim Harris 18th. Then we got Seth Reed, Bobby Anson, and Brad Fulham to round out the top 21 here starting this evening.
Actually, a smaller grid than I was anticipating for tonight's race, but you know what? These drivers now, that may be good, that may be bad, I don't know. But maybe it's good, like if you're missing tonight's race, say Max Service, right? There's only 21 drivers, you know, that really could take advantage of Max missing the week. Now he's locked in. And maybe drivers didn't want to have their tango with the lady in black. They said, you know what, we've got 3 drop weeks this season, we'll save it. You know, we won't get rough any feathers tonight. It's been some chaotic races this week, Reese, with our fiber truck guys doing 8 cautions and 90 laps, and last night it was a little bit cleaner, but 6 cautions and 110 laps. We are unfortunately on pace for a really chaotic race, but 21 drivers may turn that the other way.
Yeah, hopefully, Emerson. And like you said, back in all the way to Season 1, Season 2, we had 10 and 13 cautions there here in the Z-Girl Series. So hopefully the yellow flag is not waving too much tonight.
That would be nice, as the iRacing.com safety vehicle makes that hard left-hand turn into the safety of pit lane and leaves the field in the hands of the 1 car of Sean Powell. We are racing from Darlington's Ed Shearer, already spinning the tires.
Head getting into the wall there. Doesn't look too bad in the car, but oh, we got the contact in the back there.
A lot of chaos, and the caution's going to come out early. Jonathan Cofield is in trouble. Off of turn number 1. 58 machine, he was blinking and is still blinking. The 58 machine, Jonathan Cofield. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I was trying to find the contact because I could hear it and I couldn't see anything, and it was blinking out there, Emerson. So, wow.
Yeah, this one's going to be hard to find. We'll try to watch what we have here with Jonathan Cofield. I mean, it was bad because it seems like one of those cases, Reese, and unfortunately, I think you and I have both had one of these, or maybe a few more than one. But when you're lagging right on a bad night, it's, there's a storm in the area, internet connection is not going your way, right? Um, you can see everyone else, and no one can see you. So you're basically just getting driven through the entire time.
Yeah, I actually I remember back a couple years ago at Michigan one time I had this exact incident happen where I disappeared compared to everybody else and I got ran over and my race was over. So tough break for Cofield, but I'm not sure if any other cars got damage out there. I'll have to go through the field and take a look.
Yeah, I don't believe anyone has any damage. And I think one way we're going to be able to take a look at what happened here is by going back to the incident and maybe watching the onboard then of the last place driver Brad Fulham and see what he saw in this incident, because it's very hard to decipher what happened with that view of it. Let's see if we can ride on board with Brad Fulham. You can see kind of the rest of the field up ahead, and I mean Cofield, he's just in trouble as it is. Tough. Not a whole lot he could do.
No, it's a very helpless feeling. Like I said, I've been a part of that, and so have you. It's very demoralizing as a driver, and like we said, tough break for Cofield. I really hate to see it.
And he had a great qualifying run, by the way, as well. Unfortunate as well. Started fourth, the poor guy. So
I think we're going back green here.
Yeah, we're gonna try it again. A quickie yellow. The iRacing.com safety will give us the field into the hands of Sean Powell. We'll try it again. And this time we'll come off of turn number 4 and we will complete the opening lap. It's Sean Powell over Scotty Reinshield, Ed Shearer, Dustin Montgomery, and Drew Ballesteros, the top 5. Berger, Hensley, Truett, Burkhart, and Robertson, the top 10. And the battling occurs back here. Hensley and Berger. Look at this.
Yeah, side by side, going on the backstretch here. We'll see if either one gets an inch coming in turn 3.
Very tight here in the 3. This is going to be able to promote that side-by-side racing. The 31 of Hensley able to throttle up earlier. Berger's going to fight down on the inside, and they're going to be side-by-side down into turn 1 again.
Parallel is ends at the corner. Berger lifting up. Oh, gets into him. Hensley into the wall. Oh, no.
And that's unfortunate. That's unfortunately what's going to happen here at Darlington. Yeah, Hensley in trouble with that one. Unfortunate.
Hensley got a lot of damage on the right side. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. Can recover here. Still a lot of race left.
Oh yeah, still a lot of race left. For sure. Sideways off of turn number 2 then is Sean Powell as we work lap number 6.
Yeah, Powell with not too big an advantage. Reinshield and Montgomery staying close behind here, coming off turn 4.
There we go. We got a proper graphic populated here. That'll look a little better for these guys. And yeah, we had the the Wednesday colors there on the ticker. It's an easy mistake to make, I guess, when you do 3 shows a week. But
yeah,
here we are with the proper colors on the timing sheet there on the left hand side. Powell, Reinshield, and Montgomery, they have opened up their gap over the rest of the field, and Ballesteros is now in a battle with Ed Shearer.
Yeah, that damage might be affecting Shearer. I'm not sure here. Definitely, they seem to have decent pace, the 2 of them.
Look at this run to the inside. Ballesteros on Shearer. They'll be side by side in the 1 and 2. We saw what happened last time. The battle side by side. Ed wisely backs off in that one. And here's the battle between Swenson and De La Rosa into turn 1, and Swenson backs off.
Yeah,
So,
like we said, Emerson, it's
yep.
super hard to pass here. I mean, guys are just giving breaks early and just trying to survive another day.
And with that, right, you think back to the incident with Seth Berger and and Blake Hensley, right? Obviously, you don't want to back out as the driver, right? But it's almost expected as the driver in the non-preferred line in the turn one to lift, especially early in the race. And I think Seth did expect that. Unfortunately, Hensley did not, and that was that contact between those two.
Yeah, like we said, it's just so hard to pass here, and it's so hard to get room. I know no drivers are trying to do it, but contact is sometimes inevitable around this place.
Yeah, that is the case. Things are tightening up front. Top three only separated by 3.5 tenths. Powell, Ryan Shield, and Montgomery, and all sporting those Liqui Moly machines. Not throwbacks, but the team machines there. Ryan Shield not officially affiliated with a team, but with the same branding, and I'd imagine is somewhat in talks with the other Liqui Moly cars. They all have the pace here early at Darlington.
Yeah, absolutely. And top three under a blanket right now, slowly working their way away from the field.
Powell opening up his advantage over Ryan Shield and Montgomery. And these drivers then race there. Oh, we got a battle here. This is Seth Reed on Swenson. Bobby Anderson behind. And we do have our stage break looming for these drivers around lap number 30.
Yeah, you wonder if some guys are trying to save their stuff and try to go hard towards the end of the stage, or if some guys are just trying to get a gap now and worry about the closing gap later.
And here's Hensley driving with a little bit of a vengeance, right? Wants to make up that lost positioning that he had in that battle with Seth Berger. And so Hensley trying to roar his way back up from the 20th position up to 17th as we speak, but he will continue on. Ryan Shield and Montgomery, they do battle here off of turn number 2.
Yeah, the two of them have been very close to each other for several laps now. I think Montgomery's trying to see if he can get his nose under Ryan Shield, but Ryan Shield's doing a great job just fending him off, driving his own race, not worrying about the car behind.
Oh, Ryan Shield had to lift a little bit there. And he saw there maybe a different approach to the corner than others would take, right? When you're in the center of 1 and 2, you want to maybe just be feathering that throttle, keeping that speed up. It seemed like Ryan Shield full powered it in the center of the corner and then lifted again to turn it off the corner. And that may be a result of the old tires. It looks like Tyler Justice and Ed Shearer going at it. Tyler Justice around Ed. Ed may be in trouble. And Seth Berger next in line for the 6th machine of Tyler Justice.
Yeah, Justice working his way up, starting 13th, already up to 6th here on the march here early. We're trying to see if he can find some space to get around Seth Berger here.
Tyler Justice likes to do this. Last week he went from last to first, and then lost it in the last corner to Max Service at Indianapolis. And this time not last to first, but from 13th to 6th, and maybe 5th if you can get around the 77 of Berger. Ed under attack now from Logan Truitt. Here comes Justice.
Seth trying to hold it on the outside there, getting a good run off the corner. Justice still parallel with them. They enter the front stretch.
Side by side into 1, and Seth will wisely back off, allow Justice to go on through.
Yeah, smart move by Seth there. Didn't want to repeat history with Hensley and just wisely gave Justice the spot to survive another day.
Ed Shearer now really in trouble. Now back to 10th. He's going to be hoping and praying that he can keep that 14 machine pointed in the right direction for that stage caution. Adrian Schumacher here in the 82 car. He has made some treks forward. He's up 7 from where he started.
Slowly working his way through the field, just doing what the car will give him. Trying to get some nice stage points here before we get to lap 30.
That's right, the top 10 do get stage points tonight here at Darlington. So far, only the opening caution. Sean Powell, the leader. Ryan Shield, Montgomery, Ballesteros, and Tyler Justice, the top 5. Berger, Truett, Schumacher, Burkhart, and Shearer, the top 10 with 10 laps left in stage number 1.
Powell was still a good half-second lead over Ryan Sheldon Montgomery, just trying to maintain his race. Doing a great job, and like we said earlier, Emerson, these two, Ryan Shield and Montgomery, still battling it out here. They're very, very close to each other. They've been doing it for about 10, 15 laps now.
Absolutely. And I don't think these two are going to make any drastic moves, but you have to imagine Montgomery would like the, well, I guess the spot more than anything. He's really locked in, I guess. He doesn't need another bonus point, but he'd like to get by both of them for an extra playoff point, if you will. I guess, what, bonus points? You still take those into the playoffs, actually, so.
Yeah, round 1, actually, so.
So he'd like it, and here we go! This is Montgomery around Ryan Shield. Montgomery does second. Went around the outside. Maybe something amiss on the 99. Or maybe a coordinated switch there. But that was a quick switch.
Yeah, I think Ryan Shield maybe his tires were starting to fall off and just didn't want to get too bad with Montgomery and just wanted to survive another day.
Paul Bliss makes easy work of Jonathan Byer. And here we go. Schumacher on Logan Truett. Schumacher is surging his way forward.
Yeah, it seems the older tires get the faster. Adrian's starting to go all the way up to 7th here, Emerson.
Adrian Schumacher up 9 spots from where he started now. He's officially the biggest mover forward in this field. And with 7 laps left in the stage, still time for him to go forward.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually Adrian's debut here at Darlington, even though it's his 4th season here in SRN.
Yeah, that would, oh, we got Berger getting passed by Brandon Burkhart. And there was another move back here. I believe Paul Bliss. Trying to see it. I think that may have been the only move then. But yeah, the race that Adrian was supposed to run here at Darlington, he couldn't make. And maybe in that Tank Racing stable, they needed a substitute driver to run this race in Season 2. And I had nothing to do. I was like, I'd be more than happy to fill in for Adrian. And that was a race that maybe I should have expected to have some pace. But going into it, I didn't think I was going to have pace. I knew it was a very, very talented lineup. But drivers and Berger taps the wall behind, and he's going to get overtaken by Ed Shearer. And there's a lot of damage into the 77 of Berger. And sure, nearly into the wall. Berger's going to fight back here. Now to turn number 4, and they're going to do battle. For that
actually,
second to last position in the stage.
I believe Seth actually hit the wall earlier, too, on lap 22, and so his cars really started to tighten up, and now he did it the second time.
Jonathan Byers going around. David Robertson involved. Caution is out on the speedway. Our second caution of the evening. That caution count is going to be 1 off tonight as we did that graphic reset, but Byer in trouble.
Yeah, with see how much damage on both JB and David Robertson there.
You also have to wonder, is this going to end up being the stage? And we're going to catch this one late, but Byer and Robertson got together and went around for a wild ride in turns. Is that this is 1 and 2?
Yeah, I believe a very similar thing happened to Seth and Hensley earlier in the race. Looks like I don't know if you can get the replay on it, but I think Paul Bliss was underneath JB, and JB hit the wall and then came down, and Robertson didn't have anywhere to go.
Now we'll take a look at it here. This is between Beyer and Bliss into the corner. Bliss Black backs off of John. Beyer backs off of the battle with Paul Bliss, and that was Beyer in trouble behind. If we can get a better view of that one from Beyer's perspective, and here we go. This one will tell the tale. In the one, little high, it catches the wall. A little, just a misstep from the president of operations here at Speed Racing Network, Jonathan Beyer, in trouble in our second caution of the night. Get one more look at it.
Hey, Emerson, you wonder if there's some marbles up there and how loose it is. I wonder if it just got under him. Yeah, just taps the wall and oh, jeez. Good news is it doesn't look like it was a super hard hit for either driver, so hopefully their machines aren't too damaged.
They should be able to carry on. I'd imagine that is going to be the stage, if you've heard anything.
I believe so. Yeah, I think that is the stage. So.
And so we'll get our chance then to talk to our stage 1 winner, Sean Powell. And Sean, out of that Phase 2 Chassis Works camp, we've seen Montgomery, we've seen Justice have their pace this season. You've been up there, but this show's been all about you, man.
Yeah, man, it's about time. It's been tough beating Dusty, you know. Like, he's been the class of the field, class of the team, everything, the whole 9 yards, you know. I think I shows just I've had bad luck. Well, I put myself in bad situations and haven't got the results at all the whole season. So hopefully this one will be different.
Absolutely. And so far, it's been the one machine. You've had Ryan Shield and Montgomery hot on your tail most of the day, but no one's been really over aggressive. But they have been keeping you on your toes, and I'd imagine that may be a likely story throughout the rest of the race. How do you keep yourself focused on what's in front of you, or how do you keep yourself racing the track at a track that really demands that kind of mentality?
It's gonna be difficult because, like, if Dustin or Scotty or Tyler gets in front of me, it's just gonna be so hard to get back around. So there's a balance there, there's a line there, you know. Like, you try to save your tire, but you can't save too much. Just trying to keep the tires up there and keep the pace up.
All right, well, Sean, you now have I now have 30 laps of experience with this B car here. In the daytime, what do you make of your chances over the rest of the 80 laps?
I feel pretty good. Just all depending on pit stops for me, because I screwed up so many times on pit stops and just need to fix that up. And if I can do that, I think I have a top 3. Hopefully a winner, but we see.
Well, there it is. Driver of the number 1, our stage 1 winner out of Phase 2 Chassis Works, Sean Powell, the stage winner here at Darlington. Congratulations on the stage victory. Best luck to you the rest of the way.
Thank you.
And there he was, our stage winner, as the iRacing.com safety vehicle finds that safety in pit lane. Restarting from our second caution of the evening. And green flag is back in here. We're racing at Darlington. One lap removed from the restart, and Sean Powell out in front of Dustin Montgomery. Scotty Rancho back in third. Tyler Justice in fourth. It is the Liquid Molly cars storming to the front here at Darlington. The pack is here. Ballesteros and Truitt latched on to the other 2 Liquid Molly cars. Schumacher, Burkhart, Robertson, and Berger, the top 10.
Yeah, looks like guys just trying to get adjusted to their new tires and try to get a feel for it. And we'll have to see what kind of strategies and what drivers are thinking here.
Everyone all packed up back here, looking to make their moves. Oh, Paul Bliss sideways out of turn 2, and Seth Reed nearly paid for his for Paul Bliss's mistake. Montgomery with a little bit of a blink there into turn 1, but that means he is, despite that, he is sizing up the 1 machine hard here off of turn number 2.
Yeah, Montgomery no longer behind Reinschel like before the stage, and here he is on the back bumper of Powell coming out turn 4.
Powell gets a nice exit out of turn number 4, but Dustin Montgomery is still hot on his tail, Sean Powell's tail, and Powell looks like he's able to roll to center of 1 and 2 a little bit better off of turn 2. I'd give that one to Montgomery as we still look back at him.
Yeah, we talked about earlier, Emerson, just how hard it is to pass, and we're going to see drivers very aggressive here on restarts, and especially on new tires.
And you were in the truck race last night, and we got an overtake here. Justice on Reinshield. And so Tyler Justice passes by the Liqui Moly number 99 in his Liqui Moly 6. They move forward. De La Rosa on Swenson. They hold station out back there in the 14th position. But you were in that truck race last night, Reese. And I've heard similar complaints about the setup pushing in that understeer direction nearly into the wall. The one up Powell goes. But clean air just means so much when a car is already understeering. Maybe that may be the reason for Montgomery to fight this hard with a teammate this early. But what say you? I mean, obviously clean air means a lot. Oh, and we got the 10 of Swenson in the wall. And Swenson's going to lose out on a couple spots there. But Reese, what say you got that first-hand experience in the truck? Not the same as the Xfinity car, the B car, but here we are.
Yeah, like I said, it's these setups for some reason really understeer here at Darlington, and like you said, I mean that dirty air, it just the cars last night and it looks like today are absolutely plowing. So like last night I had a restart, and the only time I was looking to pass was early because I knew once we got later in the run it was good riddance. So I think like we've been seeing on both restarts here so far, we're gonna see guys really trying to gain as many spots as they can early to gain that track position and try to hold off later in the run.
And so, Reese, we had that stage caution come out a couple laps early, which means the restart was maybe a couple laps earlier than the field may have anticipated for that stage restart. Say we hold conditions like this to the end of the race, Reese. That fuel number, could it come to play like we saw last night?
Potentially, yeah. I believe when we got the number that's about 48 laps on fuel, and so what we got 80. So I think we're gonna be okay fuel wise. But saying that, Emerson, I thought we were gonna be okay fuel wise just like last night as well. So yellows could definitely change things around here. Let's say if we get a yellow around lap 55, if we have 50 or just over 50 laps to go when we restart. If another yellow comes out here, it might get really interesting. We might have a very similar race to last night.
Yeah, if you missed last night's race, you're going to have to go back and watch it. Brad Herman won that one in spectacular last lap overtake fashion, similar to last week's race at Indianapolis, where both the leader of last week's race at Indianapolis here in the Z-Grill Series and the leader of last night's race in the Glitch Truck Series ran out of fuel out of the final corner, and the guy in second made the overtake coming to the line. It was a close finish last night. You'll have to go back and watch that one if you haven't.
Yeah, it's very interesting. We've seen a lot of fuel mileage races so far this year, and more than I remember seeing. So it's always cool to see different strategies and to see more variety, through racing, and it's always cool to get something different.
Right, and while we should expect these guys here at the front, right, the Phase 2 chassis works guys and the high I ratings, you think this one, yes, it takes a lot of driver skill to get here, to run around here, run around fast, but really, I think the number one skill you could bring to Darlington is focus, is discipline, not overstepping your mark, right? And
Yeah.
I feel like maybe some of the guys who maybe don't have that raw speed every week, maybe some of those guys may have been able to come to play this week. Like Scotty Reinshield is one of those drivers that he's been fast most weeks, but he's been top 10 fast. He hasn't been fighting for the lead fast much this season. And Reinshield, he stepped up to the plate today. Ballesteros, he's finally getting reacquainted with the Xfinity car. He may be able to prove that today. I look at Adrian Schumacher. While he led laps and he won the stage last week at Indianapolis, we think of him more as the road course guy, right? And Schumacher here makes that pass on Logan Truitt. Schumacher has that kind of discipline to keep himself focused, not overstep that boundary. Oh, man. Just as I said that, getting close to the wall, and Ballesteros powers by Reinshield. But this brings out a different class of driver than we see most weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, focus. You know, it's we take for granted at plate tracks. You know, when you're sitting in the pack, middle of the race, you can kind of relax. You know, not really 100% locked in. Well, this track, you know, it's the car and the setup are so tough, and the track is just one of the, like we said, coming to this race, one of the hardest on the entire calendar. You need every ounce of focus, all 110 laps.
Absolutely. One lapse in judgment reason, it could be night over for you here when you dance with the lady in black, the track that's too tough to tame. Watching this battle here for 9. This is David Robertson and Seth Berger going at it, and Berger hot on the rear end of the 46, and she's trying to find a way by. And he's got a nice run through the center at 3 and 4. He may be able to pull alongside.
Yeah, it looks like he was trying to get his nose down there, almost clipping the apron.
Oh, he wants to, man. He thought about it, but staying disciplined is another one of those things. And Tyler Justice has come to play.
Caught up to Montgomery here. We got a battle for P2.
Dustin Montgomery, Tyler Justice, the two dominant drivers on the season. I guess another one I could say is Sean Powell, right? Like we mentioned the stage interview. Sean Powell is one of those drivers. He's had pace, but it's more like top 10 pace, back in the top 5 pace. He hasn't had the Montgomery dominate all race pace, and Powell's been up here tonight.
Yeah, and as we see, I think Justice looking for a move on Montgomery. Oh, didn't get it there, but yeah, like you said, I mean, this track very unique in every way, and so we're seeing a lot of different skill sets that drivers don't usually get to showcase. So it provides for different drivers to be around the field, and makes for great new names and great battles.
Oh, and this may be a planned overtake into turn 3. Tyler Justice will power by teammate Dustin Montgomery into turn number 3 with 60 laps to go.
Like we said, just great smart racing there from as we continue to see guys let others by and just try to survive another day.
This one, Robertson, as he's been pressured by Berger all of this stint, he finally lets the 77 by. Berger finally had that power full enough run to force Robertson to make a choice. And that time, Berger advances a positioning because of it. Here's a little bit of a group here between Ballesteros, Reinshield, and Schumacher. This is an interesting group I want to keep my eyes on today. And Reinshield having a little bit of connectivity troubles, but we'll try to fight it out with Ballesteros.
Yeah, like you said, Ballesteros and Reinshield, just guys that are fast, but don't always, get to see them there in the top 5, having great showings tonight. And like I said, Adrian, one of the biggest movers, still on the prowl, still slowly meander his way up through the field.
Tyler Justice, Adrian Schumacher, two biggest movers forward of the day. Justice up 11 and Schumacher up 9. Something to watch out for tonight is for them to get, if they get some clean air, man, they might have a different way to go about this race.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like we said earlier. I mean, clean air is king around here. It's just so hard to turn already, and with that dirty air, it's impossible. So these guys can get around the people in front of them. Who knows what would happen.
Here's Ryan Shield. Ballesteros is in the wall. Ryan Shield looks for the spot. Ryan Shield goes on through. Now Schumacher wants a piece of the action. And into one. Ballesteros, Schumacher to get together. And Schumacher's going to go round. Oh, no.
That was, just hard racing, and it looks like the two of them just got into each other. Just no room there in turn one, and tough break.
We've seen it all night, Reese. Into turn one. That inside car usually is just gonna complete that pass. The outside car usually is the conceding party. They're not forced to do that. It's just more, it's courteous and it's smart to do that, to keep yourself alive. But Ballesteros fought it out tooth and nail with Schumacher, and Ballesteros paid. Ballesteros and Schumacher are gonna pay the price for that battle. But there's Ballesteros. He caught the wall. Ryan Shield got by, and then Schumacher was looking to get by, and Ballesteros was trying to, minimize the damage into turn one. And I mean, when you're side by side and the inside car is committed to taking that corner, they're gonna come up. You've seen it. Almost everyone else in battles today, that outside car lifts for that, and maybe you shouldn't be somebody expecting that to happen, but still, it's almost just so common at Darlington you expect it.
Yeah, it kind of looks like too. Adrian got pretty tight coming in there in turn one.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we said, though, just a tough break. You always hate seeing wrecked up cars, and these guys, both of them having fantastic days, like we just mentioned, and just kind of, I don't want to say neck cope, but it's kind of once they hit, they kind of locked, and man, good amount of damage to both those Z-Grow cars. Man, it's a really tough break for both of them.
Really unfortunate for Schumacher, running his livery that he won the championship with back in season 2, where he outdueled Vincent Cortez to a title.
And Emerson, something very funny has just happened. We were talking earlier about fuel strategy.
Yup, here we are.
I mean, here we are. 53 laps to go on a 48 lap tank. I mean,
oh boy.
I don't know if lightning strikes twice, but it might happen here back-to-back nights. We'll have to see how this one plays out.
And we will have to see after we hear a quick word from our commercial sponsor here at Speed Racing Network. A message from Butt Kicker. Don't go anywhere. Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Darlington race. We're here for round number 6 of the Speed Racing Network Z Grills series, working our third caution of the evening. We had all 3 for incident. The second caution for incident was doubled as the stage caution tonight. And so working caution number 3 on the evening. The caution cat up in the top left is going to be off by 1 for the rest of the night. Don't mind that. It has been the Phase 2 Chassis Works crowd. Powell, Justice Montgomery, and I'd say affiliated is Scotty Reinshield, dominating the way. They are the top 4 as the iRacing.com safety vehicle heads into the safety pit lane. The field in the hands of Sean Powell. And we are racing once again from Darlington. Do you like math? Because get your calculators out. 51 laps to go for the restart. 50 laps to go now in the race, and it's Powell, Justice Montgomery, Ryan Shield, and True at the top 5, and the fuel window race about 48 laps. This is gonna get dicey if we go green to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have to see when drivers start making the switch to saving. You wonder if guys are gonna try to get good leads before they start coasting back and see if they can gain some good gaps before they have to really start clutching into turn 3 and turns 1.
Somebody who's not saving is Sean Powell, who just set the fastest lap of the race, a 29.94 for the one machine.
Yeah, Powell again been dominant all day, still showing that speed. Got about over just under a half second gap over Justice.
Things tightening up back here. Burkhart trying to work on Truett.
Yeah, see the field.
Everyone, yep.
Very single file and just
Everyone
trying
fell
to
in line quick. Not many overtakes in the restart. SDK here reports 6 total overtakes from the drop of the green flag.
Yeah, not a lot, and like we said, these guys, they probably are pretty mindful of the fuel number. You wonder if what guys are trying to get in line, just use the draft to help save some fuel.
Yeah, I wonder, right? This is the most organized yet the most the most packed up the field has been today. I wonder if this is the result of that fuel number being oh so close tonight. To the end, looking about 3 laps. If anyone can save 3 laps, that may be the case. And we saw drivers get to work on that last night. In the turn 3, you took one of those static shots, and you heard it was silent as cars coasted into turn 1 or turn 3.
Yeah, I bet you the neighbors were pretty happy. They thought the race was already over if they were sitting outside turn 3.
Look at everyone's packed up here from Tyler Justice on back. It's only Sean Powell trying to get away from this field. I don't know. Does Powell know about the fuel number? Or does he not care?
Yeah, like you said, like I said earlier, some guys like to get big gaps before they start saving. That way they just have some wiggle room, and you essentially too. It's you wonder when guys start saving if other guys are gonna be hopefully guys when they start saving don't make mistakes. This whole group right here being this close. I mean, one mistake can be really devastating for a lot of drivers.
Yeah, one mistake here would be an accordion effect for years to come. This one, we're looking about 9-10 cars in this pack. This one could be intriguing. It's over. It looks like 8 cars in this pack, but still.
Yeah.
And so, Sean Powell is out in front by 0.8 of a second over Tyler Justice. Dustin Montgomery then heads this train of cars between Ryan Shield, Truett, Burkhart, Berger, Robertson, Shearer, And Seth Reed, the top 10. Seth Reed trying to latch onto this group. Outside of that, it's only a 20-car field. It wouldn't hurt to go, I guess, to the rest of the field. Nathan De La Rosa is 11th. Jim Harris, 12th. Jonathan Byer, 13th. Ballesteros, Schumacher, 14th, 15th. Paul Bliss, Brad Fulham. Bobby Anderson, Blake Hensley. The 19 drivers on the lead lap. Out of the race, Christian Swenson. And Jonathan Cofield, after the lap 1 mishap, has not returned to the track. So 19 drivers still running in this race. Here's Adrian Schumacher and Ballesteros battling it out again. And Ballesteros holds that spot for now.
Two of them just can't seem to get away from each other.
Car in the wall up ahead. Jonathan Byer trying to find a shortcut there outside of turn number 3. So now Byer's going to be under attack from Ballesteros. And now what does Ballesteros do under heavy attack from Adrian Schumacher? Can Schumacher use Byer as a pick here? Byer able to re-muster up some momentum in his favor. And now Paul Bliss on Schumacher. This is for 15th. So move Paul Bliss up into that 15th position. Byer and Ballesteros. Ballesteros does not force the issue on Jonathan Byer.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting, Emerson. Other than Sean Powell and Justice, the whole field is very close in their own little packs.
Here we go. Ballesteros on Byer. Around the outside, Byer lifts, lets him on through. No, he fights it back, though, in the center of the corner.
Ballesteros might have hit the wall there.
Gonna be side by side into one. Ballesteros doesn't lift, and he hits the wall. Byer makes contact. He's gonna go around right in front of Schumacher. Everyone saves it, and Ballesteros again doesn't lift. He forces the inside car into an awkward position, and Byer pays the price.
Man, a lot of damage there on Byer. Tough break.
Again, it's not, Ballesteros is doing nothing wrong in theory, but it's just almost a common courtesy here at Darlington to lift. And, well, he fought that one. He got a little bit of damage to the outside wall, but he holds the spot now, Ballesteros. So there's that.
Yeah,
Robinson and Shearer going at it for 8th.
It's just, sadly, it's very hard to pass in 1 and 2, and then it's one of the only zones that you can pass, so it's very, very tough.
And again, it's not, you're not forced to lift, but you almost have to read the room, right? If you're getting set up like that over and over again and overtaken, right? You continue to fight that, Ballesteros may end up in more trouble than good if he continues to fight battles like that.
Yeah, like we said, this track's just so hard to pass, and one of the toughest in the calendar, and we're seeing why. It's if you try to give any other room, just being respectful, you end up in the wall, and it's just a tough break. But hopefully, guys can try to recover the damage and try to finish pretty well with a small field size.
Yeah, the worst you're gonna finish now is 19th, and that's not too bad of a day at Darlington on a normal day in SRN. So
yeah, and we talked about the field thing, right? I mean, hey, if you're if you got damage, you're in the back, but just safe. You never know. Guys can run out.
You never know. Keep yourself on that lead lap, and you might have a say in this race.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sean Powell out in front. It has been all this one car. I don't know if anyone's led a lap today other than Sean Powell.
I'm trying to think under caution if anyone had it, but I think he's been out front all day.
Sean Powell now has a 2.1 second advantage over his Phase 2 Chassis Works teammate, and battling here is Jim Harris, Paul Bliss. Schumacher wants a piece of it as well. Schumacher up to 13th. Now Schumacher trying to get a run on Paul Bliss. This for 12th. About a turn number 2. Not close enough to make a charge at that. Ryan Shield and Montgomery. Close battle on the track as well. And now Schumacher really closing up, sizing up the gap, or sizing up the battle with Paul Bliss.
Yeah, Schumacher trying to find some clean air, trying to see if he can stick his nose underneath Paul Bliss, trying to gain another spot here, trying to recover from that earlier incident.
Oh, pounding the walls, Paul Bliss. Schumacher now up alongside, and he'll power by. But 85 moves Schumacher back into 12th.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of guys tonight. That wall is just out to get him.
Sean Powell, he has lost a little bit of time now. Reese, it was 2.1 seconds, now 1.7. Is Powell now feeling the pressure of strategy, maybe?
Yeah.
Ballesteros in trouble.
Not sure what
and
happened
Byer is in. Jonathan Byer is pitted.
Tire might be just trying to fix the damage, or just maybe want to get some fresh tires, try to bank on guys running out of fuel, and might be able to gain spots at the end.
19th place, Blake Hensley is in. So
Hensley might be following suit. Yeah.
Teammates of Jonathan Byer. Maybe there's some strategy call here to split the rest of the race in half, right?
Yeah. They're gonna do not what I did and pit too late last night. Yep, that sounds like a good plan to me.
That was an intriguing call, but it did also force Dean Brummett into not one but 2 pit mistakes. The dominant driver of the day got caught up on pit road, which is another thing we haven't talked about yet, Reese. If these drivers do elect to pit instead of save the fuel, Reese, we saw what happened last night. Well, you saw what happened last night. While you didn't make a mistake on pit road necessarily, the strategy bit you. But Dean Brummett, right in front of you, missed pit lane. And then the next lap, he tried to pit, slid under braking, and right into the pit attenuator.
Yeah, I mean, just when you think this track is too tough, the pit road has got to be one of the top 3 hardest in all of iRacing. It's
that and Dover, man.
Yeah, I mean, you just can't see it at all, and before you know it, you're on top of it, and it's such a shallow and short entry, and it's just so awkward for these stock cars. It's one of those things you have to practice a good amount just to get used to, let alone be fast at it.
Absolutely, and Dean Brummett, you know, he was the point leader. He had the most wins over there. Tyler Justice is in. One of the front runners is now deciding to split the rest of this race in half. Seth Reed and Nathan De La Rosa are in.
Yeah, these guys just must not be liking how their car is, or must think that, you know, I'm not sure how much of a time fall off it is. Oh, I think the leader's coming in, Emerson.
Here comes Sean Powell. Sideways on the entry. Scotty Ryan Shield is coming in, and Logan Truitt, Brandon Burkhart. Is everybody making pit speed? Is another thing. David Robertson is in. Paul Bliss is in. Out front now is Dustin Montgomery. 2.2 seconds on the field. Montgomery staying out. Berger and Ed Shearer's coming in. Shearer's in.
Yeah, the fuel number must not be that close as we thought it would be, Emerson. A lot of guys coming in here.
And Sean Powell racing Tyler Justice. This is for the lead of the drivers who pitted. Tyler Justice claims the theoretical lead here at Darlington. Scotty Reinshield. My apologies, I saw a red car, but Powell, then the second car theoretically. Ballesteros is coming in. He is slow, very slow. Just crawling on the pit entry is Ballesteros, trying to not make a mistake.
Yeah, and as you see from the scoring chart, Emerson, a lot of guys, since pitting going a lot down, you wonder if, if a yellow comes out, this might hurt a lot of drivers.
Oh, yeah. And where do yellows tend to happen, Reese? On cold tires, right? When drivers aren't expecting the change in grip?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, pit road entry, exits. I mean, we saw
entry,
last
right?
night. Yeah. It's
somehow
this track.
Brummett did not bring out a caution.
Yeah, so very surprising. But like we said, I mean, this track is already tough, let alone on cold tires, and so a lot of guys gonna be squirrely and loose, and especially now too, right? We saw Justice go over Powell. You wonder if Powell's gonna try to fight him back. We might get some hard racing going on here.
Oh, he's gonna fight him back because that is their battle for the win. They are expecting the top 5. Well, Anderson just came in the pit, so they're expecting the top 4 to run out of fuel, and this is gonna be the battle for the win in their eyes between Tyler Justin and Sean Powell. They're gonna fight that one out. How hard is it gonna be? The next question. Now, if you're Dustin Montgomery, Seth Berger, Adrian Schumacher, you've made your bed. Brad Fulham, you're going as far as you can on fuel. And either hoping for a yellow or hoping that you can make that bad boy keep powering up off the corners. And here's Tyler Justice. He's getting ready to unlap himself. Reese, with 20 laps to go, is that enough time to gain a full lap? Schumacher is in. Fulham are in.
It's gonna be hard to say, Emerson. Justice running 30.4s, Seth running 32.1s. Theoretically, it's gonna be close.
And now this is interesting for Schumacher to go that long and pit. You have to wonder then, is there no opportunity to make it to the end of this race? Or is Montgomery and Berger hoping for a caution?
Yeah, it's beats me. It's like we said, it's so hard to pass. So maybe maybe they just didn't like their chances of passing, and we're like, you know what, we need to try something completely different from the rest of the field.
Well, let's see here. Berger saving.
Yeah, shutting her off, let her coast, trying to save all he can. You wonder how close these guys are on the field number.
Let's listen to Montgomery's car into he's saving into turn 1. That's crazy.
Like I said, the times are between the fresh tires and the old tires is around a second and a half, 2 seconds, so it's gonna be very, very close.
Berger's car silent entering turn 3, man. Berger also trying to chase down Dustin Montgomery. Is the other half the battle, right? You don't know if Montgomery's going to make it on fuel or not. You have to assume he is, and you still have to go chase him down if you're going to win this race.
Yeah, and it's going to be a very, very tight finish here. I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Very intriguing finish, and look at this pack. Oh my goodness. Truett, Burkhardt, Shearer, all trying to unlock themselves to the second place car. Berger, and then next is Dustin Montgomery.
Yeah, all 3 drivers and tight under a blanket here. Gonna see which one gives and see if they can get around Montgomery here.
So they all power by into turn number 3. Montgomery, Seth Berger, fighting it out for the race lead. By saving fuel in a very weird battle.
Emerson just coming under 15 laps to go here, man. This is, you know, we see a lot of guys unlap themselves, but you can see on the ticker there, you know, about 18-second gap to the leader, 20-second gap to Montgomery, 18-second to Berger for Justice. So that timer's just coming down.
Yeah, that's the other thing is the gap between Justice and Montgomery. Is that gonna be substantial? Tyler Justice is running almost 2 seconds quicker than Berger. And so in 10 laps, he should be at Berger if he keeps that advantage up.
Now this is going to be tight.
14 laps to go. See if they can do it.
And like we said too, right? I mean, Powell's gonna want to get by Justice too, so maybe he might try to make a move around when they reach Berger and Montgomery. Maybe he tries to make a move during that time.
Silent is Berger's car there into 3. Just so weird to hear cars silent on a part of the track where they're normally the loudest. Here's a battle here. Shearer on Roberts and Viss for 8th. Trying to chase down Truitt and Reinshield. Tyler Justice has about a second advantage over Powell in their battle for the theoretical win, if Montgomery and Berger can't make it.
Yeah, it looks like both Montgomery and Berger is trying to pick up the lap times a little bit. I wonder if they're seeing the gap close, trying to run away.
It's a difficult game, Reese. How do you save fuel, like 3 laps worth of fuel, when you're being chased down?
Yeah, it's a very, very hard feat. You know, I think as drivers we just all try to go off feel best we can, you know, and just like, you know, if you're getting past, it'd be a perfect time to clutch in, really let it coast. Or if you're you know, if you're struggling in one corner, why not just save that corner? You know, if I'm not so confident coming into turn 3, I'll coast all day and just try to save as much as I can.
Absolutely. Burkhardt and Shearer still battling it out for 7th. Now the gap between Tyler Justice and Seth Berger is 10.5 seconds. And Tyler Justice to Montgomery is 14 seconds with 10 laps to go. This one is going to be really close.
Yeah, Justice, they might get to Berger, but to Montgomery, it might be very close.
Everyone all packed up here behind the lap car. Bayer, Reinshield under attack from Truitt. Shearer trying to make that pass on Burkhardt. Up off the corner. And that's Shearer up to 7th. Very dicey situation to negotiate there. Reinshield 5th. Trying to fend off Truitt. The gap between Tyler Justice and Sean Powell is half a second. And here's the battle between Reinshield and Truitt into 3.
Truitt really sending in there. Reinshield, very close to the wall, keeping it off there as they come off turn 4.
Off of 4 race, it's 8 laps to go. The battle for the theoretical lead. If either of these, if Montgomery and Berger can't make it, this is the battle for the lead between Powell and Justice. And that's going to be another thing. If these two get to battling and Montgomery and Berger can make it, then they may be safe.
Here goes Powell. He's trying to make the move.
Yep, battle for the lead. And do you lift if you're Tyler Justice? Your teammates, you're going to battle it out for the lead. And he powers back by Sean Powell. Nearly. Does he actually tap the wall there in the 1?
I think he might have just scraped it, but nothing major. And for the theoretical lead here, the lead is run out of fuel.
6 laps to go. They are 6 seconds back of Berger and 10 seconds back of Montgomery. They are running out of time.
Have to go check in on Montgomery and Berger, see how their saving's going. I hear both cars shut off in turn 3 as they still continue to save here with 6 to go.
Right on board with Dustin Montgomery. That is a lot of fuel saving. This is not any fuel saving for Justice and Powell. Full beans into 3 and 4. 4 laps to go. They're 7.5 seconds back of Montgomery. It's going to be close if they even get to Berger. This is the battle then for third. If Berger and Montgomery can make it. Battle for the lead if they can't.
Powell trying to get it going around. Oh, looks like Justice Luke. There goes Powell.
Powell to the inside. He's going to have to throttle up here into 3. Side by side. The tires are aging. How do you get that run up off the corner? Going to be side by side out of 4.
Powell still sticking his nose under there as they enter turn 1.
3 laps to go. Powell backs off on the entry. Trying to force Justice into a mistake. And Jonathan Byer is in the pit lane. Maybe an early night for him then. It's unlikely now that either of them will catch Berger or Montgomery on pace with 2 laps to go. Berger's right up the road, but they're going to have to hope for them to run out.
Yeah, looks like Montgomery's one to lose if he runs out of fuel. Berger very close here with traffic and Bobby Anderson trying to unlap himself.
Oh, Schumacher pounds the wall down. Oh, now they're to the rear end of Seth Berger here. Berger now trying to fend off Justice and Powell. 1 lap to go, Montgomery. Vista battle for second. Justice wants to take a 3 wide with a lapped car. Powell gets on through. Justice is cleared to second. It's now if Montgomery can make the field last. Into turns 3 and 4. And coming off of turn 4, Montgomery can coast from here. Dustin Montgomery is going to get his 4th win on the season.
Wow, what a race. Unbelievable. Here, 2 nights in a row, Emerson, we see fuel mileage reign king here at Darlington.
Absolutely. And a wild run to the checkers. Montgomery, Justice, Powell, the top 3. Berger, Ryan Shield, the top 5. Truett, Shear, Burkhart, Robertson, and Bliss, the top 10. De La Rosa, the lead lap.
Wow, great job by both Montgomery and Berger to save, both, Montgomery taking the win and Berger getting the top 4. What a great race. That was amazing.
Fantastic that they made it. They had to save, 3 laps of fuel? Essentially, Reese? Maybe more?
Yeah, 3 or 4. Yeah, it was, especially with some pace laps. I don't know how much they were saving in the pace laps.
So Montgomery with reason to celebrate. He on the front straightaway. Oh, is he out of fuel? Is that it? I think that's going to be it from our driver sitting in EPI victory lane. We'll get to talk to him again. And this is going to be everybody out of Phase 2 Chassis Works here, Reese. And we're going to talk to, but we're going to bring on up the race winner, Dustin Montgomery. And Dustin, back to victory lane. It's been a couple weeks, but able to get it done here at Darlington. You tamed the track, dubbed as too tough to tame. Dustin, how did you get it done with the fuel mileage?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that was my only shot, really. I wasn't able to get by anybody on track on speed, so I just kept watching the fuel there, shutting it off, coasting when I could, and then watching the gap to Tyler and Sean, and I was taking what I could get, and, it worked out.
You end up having 3 seconds to Tyler Justice, but just how worried were you that when Tyler unlapped himself with 19 laps to go, that he was going to make that full run back around the track while you're trying to save fuel?
Yeah, I was definitely worried the whole time. I didn't know what it was going to look like because I kept, I would be good on fuel one lap and then not, and then the mileage that I needed to make it was too slow of a pace, I thought. But then when Tyler's pace fell off, it was just enough.
Just enough, but I think you can't get enough of one thing, and that is winning. I think it's 4 wins for you on the season. I think the only other winners was Tyler at Daytona and Max last week. So 4 wins for you, Dustin. Next week is the Queen City at Charlotte. How do you feel about making it 5 at Charlotte?
Yeah, I like Charlotte a lot. If with this kind of luck and the way things are, the cards are falling, I think I can win anywhere.
It seems like it, Dustin. Congratulations on the race victory. Continuing to prove that you can win in just about any way here in the Speed Racing Network Z Grill Series. Dustin, your 4th win on the season. Best luck to you next week at Charlotte.
Thanks, guys.
And that was your race winner, driver of the number 12. Second place finisher tonight is going to be standing by with you, Reese, the driver who had to try to chase him down. Driver of the number 6, Tyler Justice.
Yeah, Tyler, it was great effort tonight. Tried to do all you can, pitting early, splitting the last stage there in the little Houston half. How was the battle between Powell and what do you think of your race tonight?
It was fun. I felt like we had, good enough pace to get up front there. I had another poor qualifying effort. I got to fix that, but was able to drive up through there in the first stage and get in the top 5, and then restarted there behind my teammates and was able to get up behind Sean for that next to last run. And yeah, I knew fuel was going to be tight. So I saved the first 15 laps of the run when we went back green, and I was still looking like I was going to have to save about 4 laps of fuel. So after last week, I didn't feel like trying to limp it around and save and run out and maybe not win. So I went ahead and came down and pitted and just tried to drive as hard as I could on the fresh tires to catch the 2 guys that were trying to make it on fuel, and got by one of them, and then Dustin made it work somehow. So props to him. I don't know. I feel like we finally had speed to race with Dustin tonight, and he beats us on fuel. So I guess that's just how it goes sometimes, and we'll get ready for next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Those field numbers are always just so hard to gauge, and yeah, and you obviously you never know how the end of the race can turn out, if a caution's going to come out, or if things aren't going to go the way you want. So coming in is sometimes I usually think it's a great option, but sadly, unfortunately for you, it was not the most perfect option. But hey, P2 is nothing wrong with P2. So great run again. At least you jump out on the field on the pit stop, so that worked out really well. But hopefully you get off this P2 stretch, and maybe next week you make it a P1. So
Yeah, I hope so. Definitely contending at least now, and gonna see if we can get her next week. But that was a fun race overall. It was fun racing Sean there. I was glad we were able to jump him on the fuel stop, and we had a little bit lesser tire than he did, but was able to hold him off just because it's hard to pass here. I hate to, you know, race him hard, but I had to do what I had to do to stay in front of him, and I thought we might have had a shot at the win there, but Dustin did a good job, so congrats to him. Thank all my teammates, thank Liquid Molly for being on the car, thank all the guys who put the league on, and thank you guys for broadcasting.
Well, there it is. Driver of the number 1, Tyler Justice. I'm sorry, driver number 6, Tyler Justice. We're going to be speaking to driver of the number 1. They're all teammates, so they're all Liquid Molly cars. But Tyler, congratulations on the podium. Best of luck to you next week at Charlotte.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
We'll bring on up the driver who won stage 1 tonight, Reese. Driver of the number 1, Sean Powell. And Sean, what could you have done differently, man? That was a wild way for things to fall there at the end. You had the pace, and I think the timely caution that about 55 laps to go may have done it for you. But Sean, what more could you have done?
I guess they feel. I just didn't think they'll. I know it's close, but it's kind of like I was more thinking in a way where maybe we can catch them based by if they got the same fuel, we should maybe catch them. Because I like we had like a 3-4 second lead on people that was saving fuel there before we pitted. So that's what I was thinking in my head, just like, man, we got enough gap ahead of them to really it wouldn't matter. We just outpace them with fresh tires. But that ain't how it goes. Good win for Dustin though. Got a bit. He's hard to beat.
He's shown he can win in many ways here in the Z Grill series. I have to wonder. I actually didn't think about asking Dustin about this because I just thought of it now. When something like that happens amongst you teammates, you pull off into two different strategies. Are y'all communicating that in the Discord? Is it dead silent in terms of strategy in the Discord?
We talk about strategy. I don't know if anyone like boils down to a certain strategy. We talk about strategy, but I don't say what strategy I'm going to be doing or vice versa. Sometimes it just all depending, how competitive it is right now. We just go, we discuss it and do whatever we think is best. Because you want to, regardless if it's a teammate, you want to jump them somehow, right? So this is all dependent. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, Sean, we saw you get jumped there on the pit stops by Tyler, and then you chased him back down, but with battling Tyler and still trying to chase down Dustin Montgomery, that was going to be a hard feat to do both. You'll end up with the third place finish tonight here at the track dubbed as Too Tough to Tame. You were taming it for a while, man. But next week is Charlotte. How do you feel about your chances there?
I've struggled in Charlotte, to be honest with you, but I think I should keep pace. I don't know if I had like the speed I had this week, but we see.
All right, Sean. Well, congratulations on the podium. All those laps led the stage victory. I know third is not what you wanted to see after all of that racing, all of the racing that went in your favor. But you'll have the chance to go get them next week, man.
Oh yeah, and I appreciate y'all broadcasting.
Sir, that was driver of the number 1, Sean Powell, and you haven't seen this in a minute. Oh, never mind. He jumped down. But anyway, so that was your 3 podium finishers of the race tonight, Reese. And we have some post-race results to go through because that was a wild one here at Darlington. So we'll go ahead and go through our post-race results. And they will be appearing up on your screen now. And how about it, Reese? It is Dustin Montgomery atop the standings there. Then it's Tyler Justice, Sean Powell, the top 3. Seth Berger, Scotty Reinshield, and Logan Truitt, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Ed Shearer, 7th. Brandon Burkhardt, 8th. David Robertson, 9th. Paul Bliss, top 10. Nathan De La Rosa, the lead lap, Reese.
Yeah, last one on the lead lap, coming in 11th. They've got Drew Ballesteros with a tough break, but still not a solid P12 finish. And Brad Fulham, P13. Jim Harris, P14. Adrian Schumacher with really fast car tonight, just got caught up in a wreck, and P15. Bobby Anderson in that gorgeous P11, or number 11 throwback scheme is coming in 16th. Blake Hensley in 17th. JB in 18th. Seth Reed, Christopher Swenson, and Jonathan Cofield round out the entire field, all 21 cars.
Very intriguing way for things to go down tonight. But Reese, unfortunately, you feel a lot of what Sean Powell, well, I guess more Tyler Justice felt tonight, right? Making that strategy call and then coming out as the leader after pit stops, the theoretical leader, and what goes through your mind when you're trying to chase down the leaders. I know you say you pitted a little late to make that strategy work last night, but how do you get over that? Say you did your best and you try at it next week.
Yeah, I know it's a bad way of looking at it, but I always kind of just chalk up these races to just, I don't know, say luck, but like it's always, it's like you're always like in a really unlucky spot. Like, we were talking about earlier in the race, 48 laps on field, and of course, caution comes out, and it's like you have to save 2 or 3 laps, and there's so much race left that as a driver, you're so locked in and competitive. You just want to be speed, just fast, and for those that not saying Dustin wasn't fast tonight, but for those, in the back or that are a little bit slower, I mean, we saw Seth, right? He had bounced off the wall a lot of times and had a lot of damage. For guys that don't have as much pace, it allows them to, have a factor in the saying, have a say at the end, and it's always a tough break as a driver. But I think we speaking for myself, but I think mostly everybody just looks back at like what a good race it was. Them personally, even like we talked about Powell and led 84 laps tonight. What a great run from him. Just didn't work out. Just got unlucky at the end, but the way it goes sometimes in racing.
The way it goes sometimes in racing. That may just be what you have to chalk it up to. We do have to give a shout out to our partners here at the Speed Race Network, Fiverr, Glitch, and Z-Girls, of course, the three big ones doing the heavy lifting on their each respective nights. Admin Box, of course, with the starting grid partnership. They've been on your screen all night long. Use code SRN-BOX, that's BOXX, for 10% off of your Admin Box purchases. Butt Kicker, of course, our commercial sponsor here at Speed Race Network. EPI for our Victory Lane presentation, and Select Blind for our incident replays throughout the evening. Don't forget, guys, you can scroll down if you're on phone or if you're on YouTube, on desktop, right? Scroll down and look at that subscribe button. If it's bright red and you're still listening to my voice, click it, make it gray. I mean, why don't you go ahead and subscribe to us, man? You've made it this far, might as well, right? But right next to that subscribe button, there's a join button there, and I want to talk to you a little bit about our Speed Racing Network membership program here on the YouTube channel. You can become Speed Racing Network premium member. Join today for $5 a month, and you get access to loyalty badges and custom emojis, exclusive wallpapers and photos, early access to new content, member shoutouts, members only live chats, and priority reply to comments. And check all of that out for yourself. $5 a month at that join button right next to that subscribe button. Gotta give a shout out to all of our social media outlets then this evening. Our Facebook page at facebook.com/Speed Racing Network, our Twitter page at twitter.com/Speed Racing Net, our Instagram at instagram.com/Speed Racing Network, our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Speed Racing Network, Twitch at twitch.tv/Speed Racing Net, our LinkedIn at linkedin.com/company/Speed Racing Network, and the website where you keep up with all things Speed Race Network, updates, points, news, schedule, anything you need is going to be found at speedracingnetwork.com. Now, Reese, we've had a wild, very intriguing week here at Darlington. Andrew Harris on Tuesday went last to first in a very chaotic Fiverr Truck Series race. The glitch race, Dean Brummett dominated, slammed into the pit attenuator. You were very fast. Balliet was the leader coming off of turn number 4 and did not win the race. Lost it to Brad Herman making the last lap move, and tonight it was all Sean Powell, and somehow, someway, we're still saying Dustin Montgomery's name here in the Z-Girls Xfinity Series. It's a wild week at Darlington, Reese, but any final thoughts leaving Darlington and heading to Charlotte?
Yeah, like you said, the track is too tough to tame. It is always a monster, a big challenge for all drivers. And then, like you said, Charlotte, coming next week, one of the great tracks here in all of iRacing. Everybody's raced it. Had all, starting with the Rookie Series Street Stocks. Everybody,
track.
dabbled. Yeah, free track. Everybody has Charlotte. They've all done laps there, so usually has some great racing. I'm really looking forward to seeing the battles next week and see who can tame, continue. I don't know if Montgomery will continue his fame, or if maybe Tyler Justice can come off the P2 train and take one.
I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I guess, guys, that'll do it then from Darlington. Thank you all for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For all at Speed Racing Network, I had Reese Schaefer alongside myself, Emerson Arden, in the virtual booth this evening here at the Darlington Raceway. We will see you next week when Speed Racing Network takes to the Queen City.